What's up guys, welcome back to another overanalyzing map video. Now for today's map we have one of my personal favorites and the Call of Duty trickshot community. It's Carrier. Before I get into the video though, if you guys ever have any questions but you'd like to keep your name private and anonymous for maybe a video like a sort of Q&A or video idea, then please use the Google Forms link in the description. Other than that, let's get into the map. Carrier. Now to begin the video, if we press start, obviously it tells us usually the description of the maps at the top of the minimap where it says Carrier and it says location is classified. So according to the Call of Duty wiki, there's actually a coordinate shown when a player uses a tactical insurgent that we are roughly 700 miles off of the east coast of Japan in the northern Pacific Ocean. Now we already know that this is a Chinese super carrier boat. Now I think one of the most fascinating things before getting to the outskirts of the map, now one of the main things I always talk about in my videos are the stories that take place during the multiplayer game. Now obviously this one is one of those things that are very obvious to tell. We don't see the CDC logo, which is the Chinese faction. However, we know that this is SEAL Team 6, which is the Navy SEALs plane, as we see this plane numerous times in the campaign. Now obviously they were probably trying to land and then they got shot down, which led them to here to this boat where obviously a war took place. If we go to the right hand side of the map, we see a bunch of bullet holes and a bunch of blood on the ground. I have more blood over here. Now this map doesn't really offer much details inside, really. I mean, it's just a normal Navy boat. I mean, it's just kind of a regular Navy boat that's not any different than, I guess, a real one. I mean, I've never been on one of these boats, but I can assume that there's always pipes all over the place. These type of latch doors as well. And just a bunch of, maintenance stuff on the walls. Now, one thing I do want to start doing, these maps that have different languages, is just translate with the scanner that I have on my phone. Now for example, I scanned this on the wall, which does mean technology laboratory. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. I'm just using the Google Translate to just scan it. Now making our way outside, on the other side we have more parts of the plane that broke off from the Navy SEAL plane. I'm assuming they could have been fighting this helicopter since it has a bunch of dents and burns on it and it's also smoking. Who knows, they could have shot them down with the rocket and then came down here and landed. This does seem to be sort of an inconvenient spot for this helicopter to just randomly park here in the middle of a runway. We have another jet shot down. I'm assuming that this is the SEAL Team 6 jets. The reason why I think so is because if we look at the patterns on it, this jet is kind of just a solid color compared to CDC jets, which have a bunch of different colors and patterns, and we have like lighter shades and darker shades. It doesn't look like these jets over here on the other side of the runway that could be, we could accidentally be mistaken for. But now over here on the ground, again, if we translate this on the ground, it just says main power off, I'm assuming. Again, I just want to emphasize, if I'm wrong with these, just please let me know down in the comments below. This map is very open, and what I mean by that is like the middle area is kind of huge, so most of the stuff we look at are just things that we see based on the side of the map. A lot of just bombs in the open. I mean, I don't think this is in practicality. I don't think that this is a very impractical thing to have on the side here, just outside. I mean, someone could just shoot that and explode it. As I was reviewing these bombs too, if you guys look at the crane in the background, it's kind of doing that effect of it's kind of the color and the shading appearing on it when I step slightly closer to the area. And we saw this with the Plaza map when it came to the lighting on Resort on the other side of the water. The blue lights just kind of appeared once you got to a certain part of the map. If we look at the wheel, for example, here it's kind of an octagon shape. When I scope in, it's a circle. Now, one of the things that I really noticed that kind of takes away that impracticality of the game is if we look down at the water, obviously we're moving, and if we look at the other boat across the water, we see the water kind of splashing in front of that Navy boat. But the thing is, when you really pay attention, boats aren't moving realistically. We're not really moving, we're just stationed. It's just an illusion, but this illusion can easily be kind of pointed out pretty obviously. I mean, you could just tell those boats aren't moving whatsoever and it's just water splashing on it. But I mean, did it come out in 2012, and I'm assuming it would be a lot of memory or something to actually make it really seem like it's moving. I mean, this is just more of like an illusion, which is kind of practical, I guess you can say. Now below over here, again, like I said before when we were inside, there's just nothing really special about it. It's something you would expect from a Navy boat. Now if we look at the top, I mean, I'm no expert in aircraft controlling, but I'm assuming that's just driving the jets or the helicopters that they can land or whatnot. Now after translating this file fire truck, it just says urgent and then fire truck here at the bottom. Coming back to the right side of the map, control room. At first I was going to stupidly say that this is the control room for the entire boat, but obviously not. I mean, I don't think it would be here necessarily. This is a control room, but for this area. This is actually in an elevated platform, meaning that this over here is actually a hangar on the other side of this door over here that opens up, and this platform actually goes lower. What I do find funny as well is that the fact that I'm assuming if this platform is lowered, I mean, you can't go, but there's no door. Like, there's no hatch that can be closed. If anything, the door hinges are on, but there's no door to actually close this area. Or this is some sort of test under testing. I could be wrong what this sign says over here. I'm assuming this is a rocket type launcher thing that they used to. I mean, obviously there's no rockets in them right now. We can assume that they've been shooting at the Navy boats across the water. Now going into the final room, there's nothing again special. I mean, this rocket area where all these rockets are in this shelf is actually an elevator. Now again, I could be completely wrong and call me an idiot if I don't get this right, but if we look at this door and if we make our way on the outside, the handle's actually on the right on the outside, as in the inside. We would be on the left side if we were to be facing on the other side. This ladder is like nailed into the wall over here, but this is just kind of floating. But I do have a curious question of why this raises up. Again, I'm not really too familiar. I mean, so please comment down below if you know why, realistically, why these platforms are used to raise. Now making our way into theater mode now, I've noticed quite a lot of details when it comes to the outside of the map, which is kind of interesting. One of the first things that I noticed was actually down here. I'm pretty sure in an early build of Carrier, we were actually able to go down here, and this would have been an actual playable area. Seems like they've already added some details to it that we actually can't even see regardless even in game, and it's kind of interesting the early build of Carrier would have been like, because I feel like they cut down on a lot of content, and honestly I'm kind of glad they did, because this map not only is just, it's so good for trickshotting. When you think about Black Ops 2 trickshotting, you literally think about this map. I mean, it has no death barrier until you hit the water. Now going back to the elevator I was talking about with the limit of how low it can go, but we can also see the doors, and now honestly I kind of respect how detailed they did the other side of the boat where we absolutely cannot see whatsoever. CDC logo, bunch of doors, and a bunch of platforms. If you remember my hijacked review, how I said a lot of these platforms are literally impossible to get to. I mean, this is literally supposed to be a platform where someone can go in. I mean, the fuck do you even get up here? And what the hell is the point of a single square platform? It would have been nice to be able to see the actual captain's cockpit for the boat. I know it's obviously most likely in this area here, but it would have been nice to actually have see-through windows where you can actually see the control room. I think it would have actually added extra life, even though we can't really see from down below all over them anywhere from the map. Even at the complete back, you could literally see the area. There's nowhere in that map you can't see unless you're inside. A thing I found really interesting is this bullet holes on this side. It's just kind of at one area, and it seems like machine gun shots. I mean, if we look down here, it's the exact same shooting pattern as like a SMG or an assault rifle. So I mean, realistically, if someone were to shoot a assault rifle from that far, I don't think it would hit like this exactly. I think it would be more scattered. Now, a really cool thing I realized about the platform is that it's actually the exact same on this side as well, a movable platform, but obviously we could tell that because of the plane crash and the plane parts that landed on it, it kind of broke the platform, and that plane wing coincidentally landed perfectly from the ground to the top here for us to go up this ramp, which is a pretty cool detail they added. And what's funny is I noticed that the ramp actually sticks through the floor. This map does have actually a lot of life. I mean, by the looks of the boats all around that are on fire, being interactive and under attack, it just adds realism that obviously we know that there's a war going on. As in for the background of the map, we're in the middle of a quote-unquote classified ocean area, which you're really not going to expect much, and these boats aren't going to just be close to a city. So I'm not going to give any types of criticisms regarding the outside area of the map. I mean, and one thing I notice about a lot of these Call of Duty Black Ops 2 maps is the skies, if you really look at it, it's a stock image. It's just like well, I mean, I shouldn't say it's just a stock image that they took it off Google, but it's just kind of a plain solid image. I don't expect them to have every single niche detail like we have nowadays, obviously, in Call of Duty. But regardless, this map is a simple, straightforward map. We already know what's going on from literally the middle of the map, how the Navy SEALs literally got here. I mean, it tells us a story, infiltration mission from the Navy SEALs, and it went horribly wrong. I mean, they probably expected it to happen, so they probably parachuted or used that fly suit to get out of that before. Who knows? I mean, the Jets definitely didn't make it. The Jets obviously got some sort of rough ending, but this map never fails to amaze me of how simple it is, but also how good it is. I mean, at the end of the day, this map is not just about open battle and domination or ground war. It's also the memories you make spinning off the sides over here on this map. The countless boat bangs hit on this map. Some of the best trick shots we've ever seen have been implemented on this map. One small detail I actually noticed is if you really pay attention, it actually swings around, and I think that's a just pretty cool detail that I never really noticed. I mean, again, it's all about the small things that add life in Call of Duty. Either way, I hope you guys really enjoyed this map, because I did, not only because this is one of my favorite maps, but this map has so many memories when it comes to trick shottings and some of the best trick shots we've ever seen in this game. Even though it is a simple map, and it is actually a really small map when you really think about it, has so much weight on it and so much weight around it, and I'm surprised they've actually never brought this map back. When you think about it, they never really brought back those trick shotting maps onto Black Ops, really. I mean, Raid, obviously they brought it back. I hope we see this map at some point again. I mean, I would play Black Ops 6 if this map came out, no doubt about it. I mean, a remastered Black Ops 2 map that we've never seen before would be probably one of the best things. Either way, I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. It's been Fellow, stay smart, and I'll see you guys next week with another map review. Peace.